Well, let's get to another one of our questions. And this one is a Facebook post from John. And here's what he asks. How should a Christian think about and respond to preferred pronouns?
Yeah, this is a super big question, right, in our culture today. Um, well, look, I think we have to be careful that we don't just sort of concede to the culture's definition of identity and sexuality, right? Like that's what everybody's saying. Well, what harm does it do if you just call someone by their quote unquote preferred pronoun? They might be biologically male, but if they feel like a woman and they want to be called she, well, what's the big deal? Why can't you just call this person her, she? Well, part of it is the Christian worldview. We have a totally different understanding of identity, and we would see identity and even sex as being something that we don't just sort of decide. It's not something that I choose for myself per se. It is a part of who we are biologically, how God made us, male and female. I mean, that's what you see in the early chapters of Genesis, and so I don't think that we should just sort of concede and say, yeah, let's just use this kind of language because this is not in line with the biblical worldview. And frankly, it's a really new way of thinking. I mean, this is sort of a recent development in history in terms of just thinking about sex and gender in this way. And so I think there are reasons to call it into question. Now, this is a complex issue. I'm not saying that we should just sort of bring it down like a hammer and just go against people in a way that would come off as rude or overly polemical. We want to be sensitive to the fact that there actually, I think, are some serious illnesses involved with it. If you think of genuine gender dysmorphia, and I think that needs to be factored in as well. But in terms of the way in which we talk about these things, I think we have to stick to essentially what we have in Scripture and the way in which the Bible talks about identity, the way in which the Bible talks about sexuality and gender as these things that come to us from the outside. If you will, God creates us in a particular way. And I know that there are other complexities to this issue, but that's how the Scriptures speak. And so I think that's how we should also speak in this discussion while exercising wisdom and also sensitivity to the people who are around us. And I think sensitivity doesn't just mean wholesale embracing this view of gender and sexuality. And Bill, I know that you're a counselor and you've worked with people who struggle with these kinds of things. I don't know if you have anything else to add there.
I really appreciate what you said, Adriel, in that we don't choose. God makes that choice for us. That's the way He designed us. We always have to look at God's intent and His design, which we can discover in His general creation. As we observe, the way biologically, you look at the brain of an infant, a male or female infant, that brain is different structurally, it's different functionally, it lights up differently under stimulation right from the get-go, right?
Yeah. Coming
out of the womb. And that's, I think, very powerful evidence that God has designed us male and female. And so even though some of the, psychological, psychiatric organizations, I think, have moved to embrace this movement, that's a small minority of those individuals in those organizations that make those determinations. It's not the rank and file psychologists or psychiatrists in America that make those decisions. I think the average person doesn't realize that. So I love your advice. And yes, be sensitive and be kind, be gracious, but also don't just, go with what the culture is telling us at the time.
Hey friends, thanks for watching that video. I trust that it was encouraging to you. Please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're looking for more great content coming from Core Christianity. And if you haven't done so yet, would you give this video a like? It's one of the ways that we can continue to get the word out. So like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content. May the Lord bless you.